I love you so much. I think you're so cute. Your tongue is weird, but that's okay. I don't even care because I just love you so much. Good morning, afternoon, evening. It is Alexis Arcade, and today is a beautiful day to not be outside, but instead to begin a brand new journey here on ARK Genesis Part 2. This video is going to be a little bit different from my standard starting out on ARK video. It's going to be more like a first impressions kind of deal, and I'm going to tell you how I feel about it after having played it for a couple hours last night and just, well, my first impressions. And I will tell you right off the bat, you might not agree with a lot of them. They might be controversial, or you might say you haven't played long enough, or you might be like, well, you didn't do the end game, or you haven't done this or that. And you know what? You're probably right. But at the same time, I don't care. This is my opinion, my first impression. And you're welcome to share yours, but that does not mean that I am not allowed to have mine in regards to playing the game right off the bat. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, here's the thing. You guys know I love dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. This game has given me a love for dinosaurs that I had no idea existed ever prior to playing ARK. It brings me so much joy seeing them around the game. When I see a stuffed dinosaur in real life, or when I see a kid wearing a dinosaur t-shirt, I'm like, you're immediately awesome, and I love it. I also really like space. I've found that the majority of the movies and television shows and books I've been reading have all been set in space, and that's like unintentional. Like, I've come to really enjoy sci-fi, and like, you would think that this would be the perfect meshing of my love of dinosaurs and my love of space and sci-fi. And especially considering David Tennant is part of it. But I'm not impressed. I flew around for the couple hours last night trying to find just somewhere to build. And I honestly, you could just fly straight up and land somewhere and you wouldn't know where you were because it all looks the same. Like, the landscape isn't anything to write home about. It's mountainous, it's woodsy with random parts of water in places. Like, this half over here seems to be the more woodsy, mountainy area, and that side has the water. And even then, I wasn't really impressed by any of the water locations to build, because you guys know I tend to like to pick to choose to build by water. That sentence I don't think was proper. If you're gonna pick on me for anything, pick on me for that. But I just wasn't, I don't know. And I don't want to be a negative Nancy. Like, I went into this like excited and ready, but I don't know. And that's on the Eden side. Don't even get me started on the Rockwell side, because the Rockwell side, I feel like the coloring is just like a constant haze of yellow and purple. Isn't fun on the eyes. And I feel like I would never spend any time over there unless I have to for missions. We'll talk about missions and the end game and everything in a little bit. But for right now, we're just focusing on the pure aesthetics of it. I will tell you, though, I do love the tech look. I do love how this stuff is all now implemented in. I love the pre-built structures. I do think they're really nifty. But I'm just not impressed with the map overall. Like, this is supposed to be a spaceship and that kind of thing. I don't know what I expected. But this just wasn't it. I know that the biomes in Genesis Part 1, like having to travel back and forth between the biomes, was super annoying. But I really liked the variety that brought in terms of where you could live. And I know, like I was saying, I know we're in space now, and there's, I guess you could say, not much variety you can have, but you could. There's all sorts of ships you could make. Like, it's not even a thing. However, this part is so cool to me, to be out here under the stars, between the rings, in 0G, floating around, gathering resources. This is honestly, I think, one of the coolest things ARK has ever done. And I am not upset by this at all. I do think it's neat. I think it's cool how the resources change. Look how beautiful that sky is. If there's anything we know that ARK is good at, it's like the skies are beautiful. The music in this game has always been amazing. Like, just never ever once had a complaint about that. It's just things like the map, and a lot of my issues with ARK come about because of the way the game has been handled and put out, and how that really honestly irks me. And we can touch more on that later. But this is cool. Let's scoot on over to the Rockwell side of things. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to be so negative, but I don't know. It's not inspiring my building creativity, which, as we know, was limited to rectangles. But who knows? Maybe I would have tried a circle this time. But it's going to be more rectangles, which, I mean, let's be real. We knew it was going to be rectangles anyway. But I am not inspired by this map at all. The Eden or the Rockwell. I will say, though, I do really like the flowers on the Rockwell side, like the ones that look like they're going to eat you. I know there are some that do eat you. I haven't encountered one that has wanted to eat me yet. But I do know that they're over here. So let me get over here any day now. Okay. We're through. Let's go. Let's go over here. And I feel like the water, I don't know. Now I'm just being redundant as far as how I feel about things. This side is just more, I love the tentacles. 1000% think those are super cool. But this is like a barren wasteland, corrupted, boring, more mountainous area. Like, I'm not impressed. And I'm really sorry if you don't agree. But it's just, I'm being honest, and it's how I think, and you probably aren't going to change my mind on that part of things. What's that? What's that down there? What's that? What are you? I do like the plants a lot, though. I think the new plants are nifty. So, that's just, I think I landed on that last night. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I feel about the map. I am not impressed. I do like the tech elements on both sides. I love the tentacles on this side. I think they're really cool, considering it's like a tentacle-y thing. Okay, so now we can transition into missions. I did not get to endgame in Genesis Part 1. And why might that be? Why will I? Well, I hope to get to endgame in Part 2, just for the sake of spending time with my friends and patrons and followers. But I have a bone to pick with Wildcard, because I don't like the way that they do business. Straight up. I think that they just are, I can't think of the word right now, but I don't think they're a good company. And I know that some of you are probably like, well, you're still playing the game, you're still, and you're not wrong. Like, I'm here, I'm playing it, I'm talking about it, it's on my channel, I've not taken down my videos, they're still getting the views from that. But after years and years of following this game, them pushing back every single deadline is not okay. It's not okay. And the way that they just they've gotten away with it. I think a good chunk of the fan base knows not to get excited when ARK puts out a date, because you just know that it's not going to happen. But the fact that they've continued to do it the whole entire time ARK has even been a thing just irks me so much. How about you just keep your mouth shut until you are able to have the right time? And look, I get it. I get you want to have the perfect polished game out. I get you want to have the update right. So then don't say anything. Maybe just wait until you have more to go off of to say something, because I find it hard to believe that they truly think that they're going to hit their deadline, but they've gotten away with it. It's not been a problem for the fan base in the Twitters who reply that when they push it back and everyone's about, we understand, we want your game to be perfect, we get it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of course, we all understand that. Then just don't open your mouth until you know something. Like, plain and simple. This DLC was pushed back 2 or 3 times. It was supposed to come out, was it last year? Earlier this year? I don't know, but that's not acceptable. And it's just been going on this whole time. And I get it. I'm a hypocrite because I'm still playing the game. But if you'll notice, there was a huge time on my channel where I didn't, because I was so over this bullshit. And I very reluctantly came back to ARK because I did miss it. I missed that excitement of the survival. I missed the excitement of seeing dinosaurs. There was a part of me that this game was such a big part of my life that I was like, I'll give it another chance. But after a while, it just gets to be ARK. It just gets to be the same thing. And so going back to what I was saying with the missions, in Genesis Part 1, I just lost interest because it all goes back to just how I feel about the dev team and everything. And now I do think, I will say though, I think the missions are cool. I like the missions. I had fun doing them the first one. I hope to complete more and get to end game here. But for me, it's kind of like a take it or leave it kind of thing, right? Like, I knew ARK for so long without that. And the delays and the ways in which the game has been coming out really essentially killed my interest in anything more than just coming in and building and taming dinosaurs. Like, I think for me, the lack of a proper schedule and deployment and all that jazz, at that point, like, oh, there's going to be missions. Oh, there's going to be that. Oh, it's pushed back again. Oh, it's pushed back again. I don't even care. I don't even care. I'll just get on and play with a stego or something like that. I hope what I'm trying to make sense, because I feel like I'm trying to bridge a gap between two thoughts, and that the nonchalantness of the team trying to push out something big and my excitement was just killed because, once again, everything is just never on time, right? Like, it ruins it for me. It just takes everything out of it, and it made me not want to play because I lost interest and I didn't care at that point. And like I said, I took a really long break from the game because I just wasn't okay with how things were going. And so having the missions, having everything, getting on and playing, and then just going, wow, I don't have it in me to care, I guess, is really what it came down to, is caring that there was more that I could do now. So I know that there was bosses. I know that there's a storyline, and I know none of it because I just haven't cared because of the way the game has been handled historically. I have not been able to separate that, because when there's a game that I'm excited about, I'll put everything in me behind it, and you bet your butt that I'll be super stoked and play it and read everything about it and learn everything I can about it before it comes out or when it comes out, or see all the options that I can do and this or that. But with ARK, I haven't had that. I haven't had that desire. I haven't had that pull. And I know people don't feel that way. I know there are a lot of people who are like, oh, it's okay. It's okay, wild card. Or, oh, but they've worked so hard, blah, blah, blah. And I get that. I'm not diminishing how hard they work. I'm not diminishing how cool everything does look, how cool I'm sure the storyline has been, how sick this is to be floating out here between the rings. Like, I get it. It's cool. But I'm just beating a dead horse now when I say that the way that the game has been handled has just ruined it for me. And that's why it's been so hard for me to play. And yeah, so my first impressions is that the map is neat. I don't think it's anything special. Ooh, we've got some dancing things down there. I love that it's in the rings, though. I do think that's really neat. I am excited to do the missions. I am excited for the end game. I'm also excited to see all the new creatures that are coming out. Hold on, let me go to our community center. Oh, am I floating out of that? Oh, I floated out of that. Oh, get in. Okay. I think I'm in it. Or are we crashing? Either are possible. Okay, we're here. These things are super freaking cool. I can't wait to see more about them. I love these little where is it? These little Maywing things, the little raccoon squirrel type deals. They're super fun. I flew around with one of them last night. And I know there's more creatures that I haven't seen yet. Not to mention, I love this. I love you so much. I think you're so cute. Your tongue is weird, but that's okay. I don't even care because I just love you so much. So there is still a lot to ARK that I enjoy and that I understand and that I like and I find interesting. It just goes back to how you handle things and approach things. And if Wildcard ever has come out and said, "Hey, look, we apologize," they don't care about my opinion though, right? Like I'm a small fish. I'm a small fry, small fish in that, whatever you want to say. And there's so many more people who are louder than I am about their support for the game. And they'll never apologize. Plus, they also like ripped one of my friend's ideas off for the DLC, which that also pisses me off. Like, that's just not okay. And I've said it before that I was very, I did get the keys from, like, the wildcard team did give me the season pass, which I am grateful for, because I can't say that I would have paid the money myself because of just how frustrated I have been. So I will thank them for giving me the season passes and the keys so that I can play and that I can try it and that I can learn it and whether or not I like it. So I am grateful for that. And I am grateful for all the years that I've loved and played this game. There's nothing like loading into ARK for the first time, walking around the woods, turning around, and there being a Rex roaring right in your face. I mean, that moment is one of, like, to any ARK player, is just the quintessential, wow, this game is something special. And I've wanted it to continue to be that something special for me. But like I've said, the moral of the story is I just haven't appreciated how it's been handled, and it's ruined the game for me. Which is funny because I'm sure there are other games that have been handled poorly that I play, but I've not been so invested in them. I've not rooted for them from the beginning to be something good. ARK, I've been on the ground for a long time with this game and cared a lot about it. And I don't know. And that's where I feel like it's the caring level has been mismatched. And not that they need to care about me, but I hope you know what I'm getting at ultimately. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that was my first impression in a rant, I guess. I am looking forward to doing missions, that stuff.
HLNA reporting for adventure.
I think these creatures are cool. I don't know where to build. I love the idea of the space rings, just not super thrilled with the map options. And we'll see how it goes. Once I get to the end and we do like an end game kind of thing, maybe I can revisit this video and I know that some of my opinions aren't going to change. But maybe I'll have appreciated it more. Maybe I'll go and read up on the lore somewhere because I've not cared to, because I've just not cared about the things behind the scenes. Everything just goes back to that. We've spent almost 20 minutes talking about that. So ultimately, first impressions, we'll see. We'll wing it. It'll be fine. It'll be good. I'll find a place to live, build, elements. I meant resources, but element is a resource, so that works. Anyway, I also need to give a huge shout out to my Arcadian clan for building this community center, for taking everything head on and championing this and just being amazing. They are the best. You can fight me, but you won't win. I will say, sidebar, every time I've done a K shot, I mean, that looks sick. Like, it really does. It looks great. It's just not my favorite map. That's it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This is an amazing shot. It's just not my favorite, you know? So, I don't know what you're really walking away with this video from. You might be frustrated at me. You might not care. I don't know. Maybe you agree with me. I don't know. But that's just the truth. And Arcadians, you're the best. Thank you so much for standing by me with my wishy-washiness and still wanting to hang out and all that jazz. And You know, I'm looking forward to doing this with you guys, the missions and I really truly am. I'm not gonna not play it now. I am invested in it, but it's not my favorite. Oh boy. All right, you guys. On the next episode, I'll find a place to live, and I promise I won't bitch. I also don't think I've complained a lot about I'll watch some creators' videos, and all they do is complain about the game, and that pisses me off. Like, if you don't like it, don't play it. And I think I can say that I didn't play it for a long time because I didn't like it. But now that I'm playing it, I'm not going to bitch about it. Does that make sense? I hope so. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you if you're still here. Thank you if you've been here. Thank you for being great. What do I say at the end of my videos? If you liked it, please leave a comment or a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. That way you know when I put out a new Genesis video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, you guys. Do you think you're snuggly? Like, if you wanted to, would you snuggle?